Hey y'all. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna go law of exponents. Then we're gonna do multiplying monomials. Then it's gonna be monomials by binomials, and then it's gonna be some polynomials. We'll get into more what that means in just a sec. So first, let's review the law of exponents property. Okay, so first of all, whenever we are multiplying two terms together, in this case we have this term right here being multiplied by this term right here. What you're going to do is you're going to want to add the exponents. So it's going to be that base variable, that letter down there, the big guy down there at the bottom. In this case, it's the a. And then you're going to add the exponents together. Exponents, that's going to be these little guys up here, these little powers, the m and the n. So it would be that base variable, that base letter, raised to the power of those two exponents added together. Okay, so in an actual example, using some numbers here, we got x to the fourth times x to the sixth power. So you're just gonna add those exponents together. You've got x to the fourth plus 6, right? It's that same base variable, that x, and we're just adding the exponents together. That's all we're doing. So that is x to the 10th power. Okay, so that's product property when we are multiplying exponents together. Here's something that's really important to keep in mind, is if there's not an exponent up there, there's an invisible one. So for example, I'm going to do another one right here, because this one's going to be important later on. If I've got x to the, just an x right here, times x cubed or something like that, and they want us to simplify this. They want us to multiply x by x cubed. What you need to be aware of is that x is the same thing as x raised to the 1. So if we want to multiply them, we're just going to add those exponents together, right? X to the 1 times x to the 3. We're just adding those exponents, and the answer to that would be x to the 4th. All right, next thing up, we're going to multiply two monomials together. So monomial, that means that there's no plus sign, there's no minus sign anywhere in here. So looking here, in that set of parentheses, there's no plus sign, there's no minus sign. Nothing is being added or subtracted. Same thing right here. Nothing is being added or subtracted from each other. There's no plus or minus sign. It's like breaking apart, or breaking apart the letters, breaking apart the variables here. Okay, so when we've got this, what we're going to do is you're going to multiply the coefficients. The coefficients are these numbers out in front. It's this 4 and this 6. So you're going to multiply the coefficients. 4 times 6, that gives us 24. And then for each of the individual variables, each of those letters, you're just going to add their exponents that are being multiplied, right? So here, we've got an r to the power 3 and an r to the power 5. So we're going to add those exponents. We're going to add the 3 and the 5, and you're going to get r to the power 8. So we draw that. That was really sloppy. All right, same thing with the s. Right, so remember, it's within each specific letter, each specific variable, you're adding their exponents. So we're going to do the same thing for the s. Right here we've got s power 4, and then you've got an s to the power 6. So you're just going to add those exponents. 4 plus 6, that gives you s to the power 10. And that's all there is to it. All right, this next one, very similar idea, right? Okay, notice though, we do have this minus sign. However, the minus sign is in front of the coefficient, right? It's out here, it's in front of the 2. It's not splitting up the variables. It's not saying like we have 2x cubed minus yz to the 6. It's not like it's in between any of our letters. It's not splitting up the term. So this is still a monomial, and what we've got is that's a negative 2 being multiplied by the x cubed and the yz to the power 6th. So we're going to do the same thing as we did in the last example. Multiply those coefficients out front. 9 times negative 2. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. And we're going to go through one by one. Add all of the exponents. Like terms only. So you got an x power 2, x power 3. Add those up. 2 and 3 makes x to the power 5. And then we got a y to the power 1. Right here, remember that invisible 1. And another y to the power 1. That makes y to the power 2, right? We're adding those exponents, the invisible ones. And then just a z to the power 6. Nothing else to multiply that by. That's going to stay z to the power 6.